the best kept secret, most slept on. Keep that dirt off me like I was Teflon. I'm rare money, boss, little do you know I spit thoughts, take part. Join me as I crash mics and rip hearts. Take notice, confuse me not. I'm not here to snatch souls and serve the fiends on the block. I'm no killer, but I got fam with certain time for busting shots. Let's learn the hard way to come to the devil's plot. Losing years, but he'll be back stronger. So I'm holding it down just a little bit longer. And when the whole team come back to combine, those who stand against and oppose is wartime. But we can keep it kosher. Let the grown men talk. Keep the guns in a holster. Let the bullshit walk. But let me know if you want it, you can get it. But the outcome for all of us is something we gon' regret. Yo, we all in the same boat. Got similar dreams. Just trying to stay afloat. Fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fail. Not living our dreams. If we all combine, we can do incredible things. We all in the same boat. Got similar dreams. Just trying to stay afloat. Fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fail. Not living our dreams. If we all combine, we can do incredible things.
Formed like Voltron, we back on the scene. Them just got home, equal stacks of the green. Powerhouse squad, DMV dream team. Busting out like a fat person wearing skinny jeans. Popping and ripping strings out the inseam. Check the flavor we bring, it's such an incredible thing. Ground level to the tippy. Feeling the vibe, pop it in the ride and fucks with me. Strong foundation. No time for wasting, I'm done pacing. The time is now, full throttle. You know my motto, burn a split, take a step. Yeah, that's that pip, high grade. Water down rappers is bitch made. Flow tight like barbershop fades. The world ain't ready for this invasion where we raid. Tired of being broke. It's time to get skrilla.
Yo, we all in the same boat. Got similar dreams. Just trying to stay afloat. Fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fail. Not living our dreams. If we all combine, we can do incredible things. We all in the same boat. Got similar dreams. Just trying to stay afloat. Fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fail. Not living our dreams. If we all combine, we can do incredible things.
Yo, I'm dynamite, TNT in the bomb. I be running tracks down about 5 miles long. My lungs are strong, danger sounds the alarm. I'm back on my routine, it's the same damn song with the new twist added. I'm at it, you can't stand it. Mr. 456 in the mix, a track addict. Call it a hobby or habit, I work the magic. Music, I abuse it and stab it, I cause havoc. This is what I do on the regular when I'm spitting. Whether freestyle or written, you bet that I'm hard hitting. Still on the mission to practice becoming Christian. I am what I eat and I chef straight out the kitchen. Bringing that hell and ring that bell in the shell. With my index fingers press buttons light up the grill. Yo, let's have a cookout and battle, do what you feel. Better make it sound good, I make time stand still.
Yo, we all in the same boat. Got similar dreams. Just trying to stay afloat. Fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fail. Not living our dreams. If we all combine, we can do incredible things. We all in the same boat. Got similar dreams. Just trying to stay afloat. Fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fail. Not living our dreams. If we all combine, we can do incredible things. Yo, we all in the same boat. Got similar dreams. Just trying to stay afloat. Fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fail. Not living our dreams. If we all combine, we can do incredible things. We all in the same boat. Got similar dreams. Just trying to stay afloat. Fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fail. Not living our dreams. If we all combine, we can do incredible things.
Hello everyone and welcome to session 3 of the Global Black Feminist Reading Circle. My name is Randie Henderson and I am one of the Black Feminist Reading Circle members of this online group. This session runs from January 20th until June 2nd and includes 2 week-long breaks. Our democratically selected reading material is Harriet A. Washington's book, Medical Apartheid, The Dark History of Medical Experimentation on Black Americans from Colonial Times to the Present. Our book group meets each Tuesday evening from 6:30 to 8 on the Google Plus Hangouts on Air platform. You may find the Global Black Feminist Reader Circle on Google Plus, YouTube, and Facebook, and always feel free to join us in reading our story together.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the Global Black Feminist Reading Circle. This is Session 3. I'm your moderator, Joel Jones. We're on Chapter 10, Cage Subjects, Research on Black Prisoners. Like I said, I'm Joel Jones. I am from Charleston, South Carolina, and at this particular time, we would like everyone to go around the circle and everyone to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Edwina. I'm here with my son in Utah, who's in the Army.
Okay. How you doing?
Fine, thank you.
My name is Venita Walker, and I am here from Cromwell, Connecticut. Welcome.
Hi, my name is Randie. I'm watching from Atlanta, and I'm happy to see everyone.
Georgette?
I'm Georgette Moses. I'm participating from Columbia, South Carolina, and I'm happy to see everyone too. We have a big crowd tonight. This is good.
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Kim, and I'm in New York, and it's also really good to see everybody.
All right. Miss Michelle?
And my name is Michelle. I am in Brooklyn, New York, and welcome everyone to the Global Black Feminist Reading Circle.
Just like most of the chapters in this book is very difficult, to comprehend how human beings can treat other human beings this way. So in this chapter, Harriet Washington presents information on the inhumane treatment perpetrated on prisoners by medical researchers, doctors, prison and state government officials, and the military under the guise of therapeutic treatment or for the purpose of national security. Those who had lost civil rights now were persuaded to participate in human experiments that would leave them severely disfigured, mentally or physically incapacitated or dead. They existed in the hell of the prison system as pharmaceutical guinea pigs and subject to the whims and sadism and greed, arrogant, racist physicians and their staff. Prisons all across the country were involved from the early 50s. It took scandals, lawsuits, and stringent regulations on human experimentation by U.S. Department of Health, Education, and Welfare in 1978 to purge research from prisons. However, by 1999, Boston University researchers were suing to regain access to over 2 million potential guinea pigs in the prison system around the nation.
Dr. Kligman went on to perform chemical warfare testing for the U.S. Army and the CIA, as well as the mind control experiments of the MK Ultra program using psychotropic drugs on inmates from 1953 through 1970. A congressional hearing on human experimentation in 1973 and the testimony of former Holmesburg inmates led to the termination of the program at the prison. Although many of these prisoners got together to file a class action lawsuit against the University of Pennsylvania, Johnson & Johnson, Dow Chemical Company, and Dr. Kligman in 2000. The statute of limitations prevented their success. We also learned that many other prisoners were conducting questionable experiments. At Ohio State Prison, Tulane Kettering Institute was responsible for 396 inmates being injected with the live human cancer cells. And 180 of those inmates were black. Between 1967 and 1969, many inmates at prisons in Alabama were made sick or died from flawed blood plasma trials that used transfusions of large amounts of plasma of the wrong blood type, practiced poor hygiene, and sloppy management. The doctor that headed this trial had been expelled from hospitals and prisons several times, but still managed to make $2 million. Hundreds of blacks and white inmates across the nation were involved in flash burn testing. However, burns were specifically inflicted on African Americans on their corneas, forearms, and backs, just so scientists learn if thermal radiation affected darker skins differently than white skins. Question number 6. Yeah, I think this is pronounced Tulane University in Louisiana conducted psychosurgery experiments on black prisoners specifically that involved implanting electrodes in their brains and constantly stimulating the pleasure center. The same doctor used black inmates exclusively for a CIA-funded LSD drug experiment to control violent prisoners. What do you think influenced these doctors' decisions?
Well, Venita?
Oh, Lord.
Venita?
Yes, Joe.
Yeah, Venita, this is a dermatologist gone psychiatric.
Yeah, what the hell does he have to do with that, right?
Well, you have to realize, too, that there are some doctors that are also drug addicts. Okay, so we gotta clarify that.
Yeah.
So when you see him going from dermatology to psychiatric stuff, he probably took a hit of that LSD himself. Okay? No, I'm very serious about that. Okay? So he probably was hitting LSD. LSD was very popular when we were growing up. Michelle and I don't know, but it was more like the white boy thing. They liked that, LSD and start flying off of roofs and all kinds of crazy. But there was really no need for that. LSD, I don't know how you can control violent prisoners with LSD.
Yeah, it's acid, man. I mean,
it's a trick.
Anybody ever had acid? They know that better
I
than
ain't never
that.
had it, Joe. But I've learned a lot about
I'm just saying,
Okay.
Well, as you said before, though, it's likely that it's the most mentally vulnerable that got used in a lot of these ways.
Yes. And the doctor's probably taking a hit too. But it was not to control violent prisoners, because LSD can make you do some crazy, make you see some crazy, make you act some crazy,
make you violent.
Yes, I've seen that. Like I said, LSD was popular among the white boys during my teenage years. You ain't find many black folks doing LSD. They did a little weed or whatever they did. But them white boys, they love some LSD. They would go do that and go to rock concert and start doing that headbanging stuff and watch
Woodstock, watch Jimi Hendrix.
No, I'm serious. Stand in front of a dealer, see if they're gonna get, you know. No, I'm telling you, Joel. So I don't.
Well, I think one of the things that
specific influence.
I think what people, if you read what they said, they was taking skin grafts from, they were the flash burn testing, to see if thermal radiation affected darker skin differently than white skin. That lets you know that I watched one of the documentaries on human testing. They said the prison system was basically just about white in the 50s, and that's where all their test subjects was a bunch of white folk. You understand what I'm saying? So they had already tested their behinds first. So one of the books, one thing that I find is interesting about, when we read books like Miss Washington's, is that white folk have to realize that just because we are highlighting what happened to black folk, don't forget that these people don't give a damn about you either, and they've already done it, and they're still doing it, but it's going to another segment of your population in which you don't realize is going on. So if you can say in your mind that this is happening it's just happening to the African Americans, and that's okay. They're killing a bunch of folk out there that's working out there in North Dakota right now on in those oil fields and whatnot, with ocean and everything, nothing but white folk dying out there. You know what I mean? So they don't care. These people don't care about white, black, green, or blue. That's my point.
That almighty dollar that trumps everybody.
Yeah, but that's true. I agree with you, Joel. But Washington does point out that some of the most painful, abusive experiments were reserved for black people.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
So as Venita said the other night, it was the white. What did you say? It was the white boys that got to put their arm down in a bucket of detergent.
Wow!
Wow!
I read that. Excuse me. I'm trying to be cool about this. I kind of felt a little bad. I told Michelle I'm trying to hold myself because it really is amusing. But you can't help but bust out laughing. Here you are putting our arm down in acid, and you over there, you got the white boy arm down in some whisk. Laundry detergent.
Does that hurt?
Yeah. And they're coming back up, getting their $300-400 and wash their arm off and going back up in there. And meanwhile, black folks coming out with no arm. So, and I'm trying to, I'm trying to keep myself together. But that little bubble that goes up there, it gets carried away sometimes. I couldn't believe when she said that. Yeah. They got free money, Joel. They got free money. They were unscathed. Laundry detergent. That's not fair.
Or the other comparison that she makes, like the guy, the Lewis boy, from Sing Sing, and how the white prisoners, they got to do things, and then the media made a big deal out of them, and how wonderful they are, and it helps some of them to get paroled early.
Right. Yes.
But the black man, no matter what he did,
I feel so bad behind laughing.
Well, sometimes you gotta laugh.
Laughing to keep from crying.
Well, I saw, they're considering legislation in some states right now, I think. But they're saying, hey, well, if you give up your liver, you give up your kidney, what we're gonna do is commute your death sentence to life. I'm like, well, hell. I'm like, really? They're gonna go that? We're gonna take some time off your sentence if we're gonna take a half a year if you give a kidney up. I mean, like, oh my God. I mean, really. So,
but even that was not offered to the black inmates.
No.
I mean, we didn't even have that option to give up a kidney. We could have gave up 4 kidneys, all even our friends, and we still gonna get that 30.
Yeah.
Only
There
the
you go.
white boys, they had the option of giving up a kidney to cut down on the sentence. Okay? He made that perfectly clear. You didn't get no play like that.
Yeah. So, Randie,
Life
do
is
you
not
want
fair. Not fair.
It's the best kept secret, most slept on. Keep that dirt off me like I was Teflon. I'm wearing money parts, little do you know I spit thoughts, take part. Join me as I grasp my rip hearts. Take notice, confuse me not. I'm not here to snatch those and serve the fiends on the block. I'm no killer, but I got fam with certain time for busting shots. Let's learn the hard way to come to the devil's plot. I'm losing years, but he'll be back stronger. So I'm holding it down just a little bit longer. And when the whole team come back to combine, those who stand against and oppose is wartime. But we can keep it kosher. Let the grown men talk. Put the guns in a holster. Let the bullshit walk. But let me know if you want it, you can get it. But the outcome for all of us is something we don't regret. Kids, we all in the same boat. Got similar dreams. Just trying to stay afloat. Fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fall. Not living our dreams. If we all combine, we can do incredible things. We all in the same boat. Got similar dreams. Just trying to stay afloat. Fighting off devils and fiends.